What is going on, everyone? My name is ReshiMine. Welcome back to another Transformers Earth Wars video, and hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. Today we're talking about the 10th year anniversary event that took place this past weekend, and so much more. But if you are new to this channel and like this kind of content, please consider hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, become part of the ReshiMine squad. I appreciate all the support as always. Now, the 10th year anniversary was full of a lot of things and a lot of awards. It even featured a community leaderboard where everyone works together to earn awards. Now, at the top of it, at 750 million points, you get a general rank skip. Here's where the problem was. We reached 200 million points by the end of day one. We needed to reach 300 million points to get closer. So the developers actually took some action and lowered it down to 500 million. Shoutouts to the developers for making that wise choice. But we'll get to all that later. Now, what if I told you I pulled 2 5-star combats and 2 5-star bots in the same week? This past week. You're thinking I'm lying, aren't you? Well, with all that further ado, let's talk a little bit about things. Now, this past week has been chaotic for me from an editing perspective. Clipchamp is currently down, so I'm using CapCut. So if things do not look the same, don't worry. I'll be back to my usual setup here soon. Well, anyhow, let's talk about something really exciting, and it's a great honor to be featured on this. Now, if you read this past week's newsletter, I don't remember what it's called. I'll probably edit the name on screen. You probably noticed a certain name by the name of Reshi. Well, that's me. I actually got to be featured in the newsletter as a non-official content creator. And the fact of the matter is this has always been my dream, because I love producing content for this game and other games. And it's an honor that Callium let me be on that list, even though I just don't do all Transformers content. Appreciate it, my friend. And frankly, I'm going to do my best to just keep on flowing with the content, all that stuff. So, thanks again, Callium. Appreciate you as always. So without that further ado, let's move on to the first opening. So enjoy. you may be a little confused. You do have an opportunity to get a new 5-star, but how come we don't know which batch you're going for? Here's the truth behind that. I was going to go for batch 2 because I wanted either Trenchfoot or Flak. But then I realized the other two options weren't not that attractive, ladies and gentlemen. Smash down and dial. No thanks, I'm good. And it hit me that I wanted a certain combat bot, soon to come, through the anniversary poll, which was Irinax. But I needed to go for the big batch. The bots that were left at the time were SB Optimus Prime, Sundor, and Irinax. Now, if I can get Irinax, then it's a win. But if I can't, I'll still go for him. So let's find out who I really got. Roll the footage. So we got the combat bot note as Sundor, and let me tell you guys, this combat bot will be very useful for one bot and one bot only in my opinion, which is Sandstorm. Stats will be up on screen. Let's talk about what Sundor does. Sundor, level 6. Sundor has 11,751 health and 314 DPS. Immediately casts a permanent solar glow that grants nearby allies a 10% lifesteal in a mid-sized area. Sundor and their partner, when in the glow, gain stealth for 5 seconds every 10 seconds. That's pretty good if I'm not gonna lie. Now the fact of the matter is, this was just at the start of the anniversary and we had so much to come. With all that further ado, I think it's time to reveal what the anniversary bot I ended up getting. So, here we go. Roll the footage. This pull should not come as a surprise to anyone at this point. You guys know I've been saving this bot because I at least wanted a good pull, which is Firefly. Now, Firefly is technically stronger than Jetfire, the regular version that is. We'll see where he fits in the lineup in the future, but for now, let's look at his stats. Stats will be up on screen, by the way. Alright, so his ability, Airstrike, level 8, cost is 4+2. Fire 4 powerful rockets at a target building, each dealing 619 normal damage, a total of 2,478. That's pretty good. The Power Core G1 Firefly gain 22.5% ability damage, and before taking off for an airstrike, gain an 80% damage reduction shield for 6 seconds. Wow. Okay. Alright, this seems legit. And then the combat bot, Pinpointer. What does he do? Gain 10% DPS and shoot plasma that deals 8 times damage to walls. Every 5 seconds, fire a beam that restores 75% health based off the equipped bot's DPS. Alright. That was a very loaded conversation right there. I didn't think Firefly was that good, but I guess he is. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, soon after getting this 5-star bot, we got the second 5-star combat right after. Let's see what we find. Now, mind you, it's either going to be SB Optimus Prime or Irax. Let's find out. Well, would you look at that? We ended up pulling Arax as our 5-star combat for the anniversary. Now, I will not reveal who got him at the moment. That will come a little later in the video. But, like I said, we could get a general rank skip, and we ended up getting it. But who ended up getting it? Let's find out. Roll the footage. This should come at no surprise for you guys, because you guys know how much I love Marivera, and quite frankly, she is a staple on my main team. Now, thanks to this, my main team might change, but I'll reveal that in a later video. But in the meantime, we also got a major rank skip, and we gotta talk about who ended up getting that. Roll the footage. this should not come as a surprise to anyone. I love using Wheeljack, and especially in raids for Shanks, I love to use Wheeljack and Mariver together. But the fact of the matter is, we got way more than just a general and major skip. We also got an ability skip. Who ended up getting it? Let's discover it right now, so roll the footage. It's official, ladies and gentlemen. Roadbuster is the next guy that is coming out. I currently am done editing his gameplays. I just need to do some recording on setups and all that. So hopefully I will announce when it comes out soon. But yes, he did get SA11. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, holy cow, is the difference noticeable as ever before. But let's look at the setup. And remember, we ended up getting Irax as our 5-star combat for the anniversary. Well, guess what? Roadbuster officially has him. So let's look at the ability now. Stats will be on screen. Shield Piercing Plasma costs us 6+3. I don't know what happened to me. Level 11. Fire a shot that removes all active shields. Shields can be reapplied, dealing 8,710 normal damage to the final target and 4,355 normal damage to enemies within its path. The core. Quentin's Prime. What does it do? Whenever a building or outpost bot is destroyed, summon a Sharticon with 17.5% health and DPS for 7 seconds. And then Irax, what does he do? The combat bot. Gain 31% health and a 20% bonus healing from all sources. When hit by elemental damage, gain 20% DPS. Upon death, transform into a minion with 11,491 health and 421 DPS, inheriting your weapon form effects. So pretty much when Roadbuster does get knocked out of battle, then Irax will become his own form, which is interesting, but you hope that never happens. Now, quite frankly, that was a lot to handle, but what if I told you the fun's not over? Let's get into the next opening, because I have a good feeling like we can end up with a new or another 5-star bot. Let's find out. Roll the footage. Would you look at that? We actually do have a chance to get a new 5-star bot. Now I'm going for batch 4, which has Elita 1 and Prowl left. Now the dream scenario here is I can get Prowl and then something crazy will happen after. But without that further ado, let's find out who we really got. Roll the footage. This is something to be excited about. Ever since using his 4-star, I've always loved using Prowl, but it's always scared me to go after his 5-star bot before I got all the ones that I have now. Is Prowl even good? Yes, and I actually would argue that this is a better version of Gears. I mean, Gears is a very highly sought after bot, but is he better than Prowl? No. Let's talk about Prowl's ability right now. Snapshot will be up on screen. His ability, Rocket Barrage, cost is 6+2, level 8. Fire 4 rockets from long range, each dealing 538 normal damage, a total of 2,151 in an area around the target. Pretty good. The core, G1 Prowl, gain 11.5% ability damage and set targets on fire, dealing 75% of your DPS as fire damage per second for 6 seconds. And then the combat, Top Heavy, level 7. What does he do? Every 10 seconds, deal 200% DPS in a straight line to your target and beyond, piercing all units and structures. Now, although Prowl's a little bit expensive with that cost, he's still pretty good, and I actually consider him still better than Gears. By the way, I will pop up Gears stats right now, so that way you know who I'm talking about. So that will be the end of today's video, and thank you guys for all the support over the past few weeks. It's been very inconsistent uploading videos on time, especially with the new apartment coming along. It's actually got a lot better. Yesterday, I did some major upgrades. We actually got the TV plugged in perfectly fine. I'll actually post a picture up on screen if I remember to. But honestly, it's a lot of excitement looking forward to things. So I'll let you guys know in the community tab what's coming up next. So I'll see you guys later. Alligators, bye-bye.